And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the VR League. It's our Oculus Connect 5 qualifiers now for Echo Arena. We just started things off. We had our first match playing off. Now we're going to take a quick trip down to the lower bracket where we have Backlash going up against Smash Dash for our first elimination match.
Or Smash Lash. Or Backdash.
Basically, just don't say both team names at the same time because it could very easily get messed up.
Just never say their names. That's the policy my plan. I'll say orange. I'll say blue. That's my go-to.
There you go. Well, we can take a look at the bracket before we do get into the game to see how some of our other matches are progressing. And it looks like so far, at least when it comes to Team Gravity, things have progressed, well, as expected. Team Gravity pushes through their first match with an easy 2-0. We also just saw our other match end 2-1, of course, in the favor of Team Flux. Blast also won their initial exchange against Gamma, and we see Aftershock take the advantage over Team Telepathy to push them further into the semifinals of the upper bracket.
Kind of what we expected, right? To the upper bracket, at least so far, with those matches. Now it's a potential time for upsets with those 4 teams going head-to-head. But as you mentioned, in the loser bracket, it's going to be Back up against Smash. I try to stay away from saying their full names. And Team Telepathy up against Gamma. So one of these 2 teams, or one of these 4 teams, will unfortunately be going home. Or technically they're already home. So they're not really going home. They're still home, but they're out of the tournament. Let me just clarify that one.
Another clarification. Yeah. We are not showing Smash Dash versus Backlash. Sorry, I had to read that second name just to make sure I had it right. We're actually doing
What are you doing to us, production? What are you doing to us?
We're actually doing Team Telepathy versus Gamma is the match that we're going to be covering here on stream today. So apologies for the confusion there, but we should be ready to jump into that match in just a few moments and seeing which team, again, will be surviving and which team will not be surviving and will be knocked out here early in the first stage of the qualifiers.
And we're going into it now.
No, I don't think it's ready yet.
Yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens when production's like, all right, ready to come back from break.
But now you just put the pressure on them by doing that.
I am going to put all the pressure on them, changing things up. You know, the pressure that's on us when they're like, clarification, guys, we're actually doing a different team. I'm like, but we just said like 7 times we're doing this match. Now we look like
we made a joke about it. It was so in-depth.
But yeah, we should be getting to that soon. Again, one of those teams will be going home. The upper bracket, though, I kind of want to talk about them again really quickly as I do open up the bracket on my screen. Gravity versus Flux. We can assume that Gravity would win, especially after seeing the quality of play that Flux did show us in that last match. Again, really some questionable things, and I know I'm being a little bit harsh, but you know, if you want to beat the best, you got to be the best. And obviously we've casted Eclipse, we've casted Blast, like we've casted the peak, the pinnacle of Echo Arena, and you want to see teams be able to do that. Blast and Aftershock, I think that one's going to be such a close game as well between those 2 teams. Because honestly, I don't know who's going to win. Blast with the change-up in roster, Aftershock, who didn't look terrible in the July qualifiers, the July Invitational. But I guess we'll see as time does go on. And
those matches, by the way, are going to be played off stream, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to stay tuned or keep that bracket page open if you're following along at home to be well informed about when we have results from those matches. We'll try to give them to you as soon as we know. As those 2 matches will take us to our upper final, the winner of which will be our first team qualified. So that will more than likely be a big battle between probably Team Gravity and either Blast or Aftershock. That match is a 50-50. But let's get into this one here. Team Telepathy versus Gamma.
Wait, did Gamma change their name?
They might have. Why?
Because they were we literally just cast them a couple days ago, and they were under a different name, I swear.
Actually,
were they Gamma?
This is...
Wait, this isn't Gamma.
This is back...
Yeah, this is backwards. There we go.
No. Oh. I think, yeah, it's backwards.
Okay, so Telepathy's on the right side. Gamma's on the left. All right, I was getting confused there for a second. I was going to say, I swear we casted Infinity, Ray, Missy
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the other team name was. I was like, wait, are they in another batch? But nice shot coming out there from the guys on Gamma as they'll be able to score their opening goal. It'll be a 3-pointer for them, taking about 1 minute off the clock in the process.
All right, so Telepathy on the blue side, Gamma on the orange. Gamma currently with the lead at the moment with Vanisher, Ambient, and Denials. And then for Telepathy, it's Infinity, Ramus, and Ducky. And we'll see if they can pull things back here. Again, good little initial start here for Gamma. There we go. Get it all sorted and fixed and looking all neat for you guys at home. Disc in the hands of Telepathy. They did come through the last chance qualifier, which happened, I think, like 3 days ago, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
That's a ballsy shot right there from downtown. Fortunately, it won't really land there, and a good potential clear. No, he actually doesn't clear. He hits the island, then hits the ceiling, hits the island yet again. Distance will finally come through, but Telepathy going to control back another time. I think even Infinity missed a regrab there because she went flying off the arena.
He's going to take it and just try to take it close. Oh, that was so nice for Infinity right there. Just as a casual little shot to take things into the goal. And that responds with an even 3-pointer now from Team Telepathy's perspective to keep us tied and even.
Yeah, Infinity was like the major player for the team when we cast in the Last Chance Qualifier. Like, she put up ridiculous numbers and actually really good defense as well. I think she was playing the goalie for the team and still would be one of the key players on attack.
She's got quite a bit of history in the VRL, actually, because she goes all the way back to season 1, if I remember properly, where we saw her play at the Echo Arena regional event that we had back last season, which was at ESL1 Hamburg. So she goes back a long time when it comes to Echo Arena, at least as far back as we can go, which unfortunately is only a year at this point.
A long time, like 6 months. I'm 30, man, you know. Long time is a lot different to me.
It's a long time in the context of this game.
It's true. It's true. Gamma now with possession. You see that Ramus tried to push up there and try to potentially pick up that pass. It's going to go back in the hands of Telepathy. A good little catch here by Ducky. He goes for the clear. There's going to be no one there to actually receive it at the moment. However, with some time passing by, I actually might see Telepathy. And I think that was Infinity, just barely shot over the disc there. Wasn't able to secure it in her hands. But the pass is going to come back in. And Ducky, unfortunately, going to get punched up, so he won't have a chance to grab it. Was that a self-pass out of Infinity? I feel like that really was.
Yeah, I think so. She's got a pretty good mastery of the movement that I haven't seen from other players, so that's definitely something to be admired.
Easy goal.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough here for Telepathy. The overshot is unfortunate, but where is Telepathy? They are now inside of goal, so it's not gonna be that easy goal anymore. It's even interference being run, but for now, Denials has the pickup. Quick pass over to Ambient. Ambient's gonna try to swing it over his head, which will not work. It's stopped by Ducky, and Ducky sends it back to mid, but it's not a successful clear, and even the attempt to re-clear it is gonna be stopped there. Someone from Camo, one lone individual, tries to run away with the disc, but that will not work. It's going to be a bare-knuckle brawl for control of it. Ducky picks it up. There is an attempt to intercept it from Gamma, and in fact, Ambient will get possession of it, and I'll just send it right back the other way, as Team Telepathy can't seem to get this disc on the other side.
A pretty good defense out of Gamma, or the aggressive defense actually coming in with a 2-on-1, but rest of Telepathy are closing the gap. They can get a couple of good punches off, and that was a great bounce off the floor there. A great pass back to Ambient, and that was a fantastic little play there out of Gamma to get themselves the lead.
Ambient's going to be able to sink it and give Gamma control 5-3 now over Telepathy. A lot of time being wasted in that volley as well. So we're now under 2 minutes, but with still only a 2-point advantage going by the way of Gamma, Telepathy, with the 2 minutes remaining, can easily find their path back into this round. So it's certainly not over for them just yet, but they do have to be careful, as if the same amount of time is wasted, they will start to get into kind of a red zone pretty quickly, losing their capability to bring this game back.
All right, so Telepathy back again with control. You can see the two players of Gamma went really aggressive there, but not sure where that pass is going, but boy, we know where it did go, into Denial's hands. Able to clear it back onto the side yet again here for Telepathy to potentially fill up a defense. So you can see those two players just swinging by, looking for a punch, looking for a grab, looking for something, and they've left the goal wide open. This is really dangerous.
It's going to be a pass from Vanisher, but it's way off course. Try to send it towards Ambient. Ambient thankfully can still route back around to pick it up. Both, I believe, of those players from Gamma end up getting stunned out.
It's a good punch by Ducky.
Yeah, nicely done. It's going to allow them to get even further momentum going. And whoa! Someone went a little bit too far inside of the tube, in fact.
It's like watching basketball and like one of the players like tries to get the ball as it goes out of bounds and like jumps into the crowd.
Yeah.
Or same with baseball, like trying to catch a home run.
Chase that disc just a bit too far there. But thankfully, they still recover it.
Did, you know? There was commitment. I like that.
And the commitment will allow them to get follow-up with other goals. Nicely done by Gamma. They quickly chase that disc to the side. It's definitely a race at the end there between Team Telepathy and Gamma's slingshot. But Gamma, not even really quicker, just more ends up in a better position at the end of that slingshot. They get the initial disc pickup. Telepathy's still like a couple meters away from actually being on the goal, so it's still a pretty easy goal for them to actually secure and push them up to 7 now, out of the distance of 1 goal's reach from Team Telepathy, and Telepathy have less than a minute remaining.
Exactly. This is where it's starting to become crunch time for them. Yes, they will have the disc, but Infinity is the only one to score for their team so far, and they need to look for another 2 just to close this distance with a bare minimum of just a tie right now. Nice little pass over to Ducky. Ducky has an opportunity to go for a 2-pointer and does land it. And does give him back up to 5 here now on the scoreboard. A 2-point distance between the two teams. And that only took a couple of seconds too, so that was really well done.
Took about 12 seconds, I think, total. Going to be able to score that. So that is going to still leave lots of time. Although, granted, again, Gamma's starting out with possession this time, but it will leave a lot more for Team Telepathy to try and score once more. And regardless if it's a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer, if they get the 3-pointer, amazing, because they'll actually win the round. But the 2-pointer will at least take them to overtime, where it gives them pretty much an unlimited amount of time to score another one, as long as their opponents don't get it first.
You also have to keep in mind, loser of the series is out. Like, we're in the lower bracket right now. Or, yeah, I like how we call it lower bracket instead of loser's bracket. It's technically it's the loser's bracket from the first side of the bracket.
Don't want to hurt people's feelings.
It's
I
true.
guess. Yeah.
People want to be very PC, and no one wants to be offended ever anymore in this world. Vanisher, though, with a good pass towards him, does net another 2 points and does keep that gap to 4. And now Telepathy with only 30 seconds left. It's becoming much more of an impossible task for them.
Gamma once again widen the gap a little bit more here. 30 seconds remaining, and Team Telepathy, it seems like for this round at least, their dreams have slowly started to escape them. Great time management skills, to be fair, just not the best defense here at the end. They had to go a little bit too heavy on the offense to be able to score that previous goal, and even at the start of this round to try and get the disc out of Gamma's hands, so they will end up losing control over their own goal and allowing for Gamma to score another one. Let's see if Telepathy can strike back at all here with the time they have remaining. They did have potentially an easy score right there with only denials being inside of the goal. But unfortunately, that time has now passed. Less than 20 seconds remaining. It's going to come down to the wire here at this point. Ducky's got the pickup, but unfortunately, he's stunned out nearly immediately. Gamma retrieves it once again. They're going to send it back the other way, and that'll seal the deal at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Gamma now have control of the round via the timer in just a second here, and they will take it 9-5, setting them up in the series 1-0.
And they're on match point 2 to get through into the lower bracket, sorry. Don't mean to offend anyone. The lower bracket a little bit further on. And
Just
also
own it.
See, I liked when it's called loser bracket, because technically you lost the first match, so you're in the loser side of the bracket.
We're in a position of power here, so we can decide what things are called if we want to.
Getting word here from Intel. Just love the sponsors for the show. They want us to call it lower brackets, so there we go, clarification. Yeah, I have a quick line to Intel, actually.
We can fight everyone but the beast, unfortunately, so.
Wait, what?
What?
What'd you say?
The man, you know? You ever watched Wayne's World?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a long time, but
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
It's a good movie, to be fair.
With a pizza. Doing it.
Are you getting a pizza in like 10 minutes here?
I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to order another pizza. This is a long show
Wow,
today.
2
This is a
pizzas.
long show today. We have to order 2 pizzas.
That one's enough for like 12 hours for me.
Yeah, you're weird, though. You eat once in like 24 hours.
Yeah. It's a very intensive weight loss program.
And then you don't even eat all the food. That's the worst part. You're like, I'm going to devour this meal, and then you have like 2 slices and you're done.
To be fair, I usually save the rest of it and eat it later. Like even
How much food
McDonald's.
have you wasted?
Like even McDonald's, if I don't eat the whole thing, if it's like if I'm in like a convenient place, I am the guy that will reheat McDonald's.
Flashback to Leicester when we were there back in July. This man, he's like, I'm so hungry. Let's go to McDonald's. So we go to McDonald's. Him, me, Claris, who's hosting, and he gets 20 chicken nuggets. He gets 6 of like the chicken selects. He has like 2 of the selects and like 3 of the chicken nuggets.
I ate the
6 selects, and then had like 2 or 3 chicken nuggets and was done.
My eyes are bigger than my stomach. God. At least in that case.
That makes me so sad. You should just. I was like literally next door to you. You could have just knocked, hey Jason, you want these chicken nuggets?
3 a.m.
I don't care.
Asleep.
I'll wake up anytime for chicken nuggets. Anyways, into the second round here between Telepathy and Gamma. And looks like Telepathy will have control of the disc as they're going for a clear. I don't think anyone's going to be there in time, though, to actually pick this one back up for their side. And a good little clear back off to the side here for Gamma. However, it might not be looking so good. Infinity's trying to push in. Or just Ducky pushing in. And he gets 3 points? Wait, did that just... That bounced everywhere, and no one touched it. Because he did not throw that from, like, that position.
He'll take those, you know?
Yeah, it's God's plan.
Stats for Ducky.
It's God's plan, man.
Where's the HLTV for Echo Arena? Just add that one up to the stat board there.
Yeah, entry frags. You know, we'll get some entry frags here.
It's like some eco frags. That's the equivalent. That's an Echo Arena eco frag right there is what we'll call it.
Echo frag.
Echo frag.
Yeah, it's a point.
It's a good way. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Into the next volley.
They messed up their launch here, actually, pretty badly.
At least they didn't not grab the disc. We've seen that happen way too many times, and that happens way too often, actually. But this is actually a really good play here. Look at this coming from behind.
Oh, Infinity. You'd barely see someone actually take it out of their hands. So props to Infinity right there. Perfect.
Actually, I just understood, by the way, her jersey number.
What?
Because like 8, if you turn to it on sides, technically the symbol for Infinity. But I don't know why there's 2 of them.
Well, there had to be a second number.
Right. Okay. Maybe that's why then.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that looks better than like.
I've just like Illuminati'd this and like figured it out. Because I can't tell why anyone else has those numbers unless you're like, never mind, Smelma. Maybe if you're him, I could figure out your number. But anyways, Gamma do get a score back on the board, or on the board. Ambient does come in big for his team. And there's a 1 point difference, but 3 minutes and 40 seconds between the two. So a lot of time to work with here, but Telepathy are on that back foot. They need to maintain this lead, and if anything, they need to grow it farther.
We'll be finding out about that now in just a couple of seconds as the launch gates are once again getting primed. The players will be out. It's going to be Telepathy starting out with possession this time around.
Someone's keeping track, by the way. There is slap number 3 of the day.
What?
The third time you said slap. Oh, no, it was slam. Oh, okay, I'm reading that incorrectly.
What?
Okay.
Now I'm curious. What's going on here? Oh, I think that was something
I'm actually
else.
getting confused because chat's saying that was only a 2-pointer telepathy, but the score says 3. Because we're using the actual spectating client in the game. So it's not like we're putting the scores up ourselves. So technically it could be 5-2 or 5-3. I'm not sure anymore.
The game decides it, not us. So
Right, but
what happened happened.
I trust the players when they're talking about it, though. I don't know.
The players don't have...
Because they're saying it's potentially a bug. So maybe there's some clarification, chat. We can see what's going on, but I obviously have to wait for admin's decision on that. Maybe production can ask about it. Yeah, so there you go. If you slap it in the 2-point area, it counts as 3.
Slap bug for a 3. That counts. The slap that got 3 points was a bug. It should have been 2. Huh. Well, we'll figure out that if it becomes relevant, but that's actually it's an important note from the players. So we've informed the appropriate people about that, and we are in the process of informing them right now.
Yeah, we're informing admins about it and figuring out what's going on. So
technically, this should be 5-4 then, considering that. But obviously, this is something that we don't necessarily know how this works out.
I mean, technically, it's like if that's true with what we're going with, that's technically 5-4 and Gamma still have the lead. Now, 1 point can be massive, especially further on we go. Okay, so it's a bug, but ESO rules dictate that you restart when it happens, but they're not restarting. So, okay, so scores are accepted from both teams apparently, according to Strembitsky, and he's a very loud player, so I'm not going to argue against him.
Yeah, I guess we'll just play it out then with the scoreboards that are on screen. That's the easiest way to get through it anyway. So we'll talk more about it if there is any contest. But for now, we're continuing the game being played as is. Nice steal once again coming in from Infinity right there. She's been doing a fantastic job of those aggressive pushes as the goalie. That's the second time she's actually literally stolen it out of someone's hands, which is something that's not very easy to do. Now, Team Telepathy does have it inside of Gamma's home court here. Ambi, it's going to try to stop it. His 2 other teammates have now arrived, and thankfully, Telepathy are having some trouble getting the disc in their hand. They try to force the issue, literally taking the disc right up to the goal line, but it is stopped.
That was basically semi-pro right there, where Will Ferrell screams out, "Somebody hit somebody," because everyone's punching each other, just trying to have a hope that somehow the disc does go in. It's going to be retrieved by Telepathy, though, with the 2 players, and again, able to catch back up to it. A good self-pass comes through, and potentially a shot from downtown. Ducky's going to try to come in, but he won't be able to grab it. I think this Ramus off to the side was able to pick it up, but gets stolen away by Gamma.
All right, so getting back into it here now. Ramus will take possession, trying to take it down. A quick launch sends Ducky flying towards the other side here, and he'll be able to easily pick it back up. He's got some interference coming in, but it's way too late. Vanisher, unfortunately, not able to make it to the other end in time. So Team Telepathy pick up another series of points and now lead at 8-5.
All right, so Telepathy, whether they have 7 points or 8, doesn't matter because they're still winning either way by 2, at a minimum of 2. And hopefully for the sake of the game, whoever does win wins by like more than 1 point, just so you don't have to actually...
Just now.
Yeah, I know, probably, right? Minute 44 left to go, though, and Gamma still have, obviously a score to claw their way back into this, to tie things up here between the 2. Denial gets a good pass back up. Actually, a great pass to Ambient, and a great forward pass as well to Vanisher. Problem is he's 1v2, but he does get the score nonetheless. So now, well, as you're saying, 7-8, 1 point difference. I'm jinxing it.
God damn it. What have you done?
It's God's plan, man.
Suppose so. Well, a minute and a half left, and like I said, this is a bit tricky now since technically Telepathy has 7, but technically they also have 8. So if the need arises, we'll...
Like Schrodinger's cat,
well,
you know?
Yeah. If the need arises, we will go to our admin team to settle this, guys. But just be noted that the game is being played out as is for the time being. So
don't look at it. It could be a 7 or it could be an 8, you know? It's when you open up that box and put your eyes to that position is when you find out which number it actually is.
Well, Gamma trying to stop Team Telepathy from racking up a few more points there, as really one lone agent had injected himself close to the goal but was unable to secure the goal. It's going to be Infinity once again that wreaks havoc on this Gamma defensive setup. She's done an absolutely fantastic job. Once again, really in all facets and all roles of this game, it seems, and has done it once again, this time on offense, to move in and take the lead back over Gamma. And thank goodness put us into the safe point for the scoreboard for now anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and potentially on a way to a third round, too, between the two teams. Telepathy and Gamma are both fighting to keep their hopes alive, not only in the tournament, but their hopes alive to get to Oculus Connect 5, where they have to still win a ton of more matches to get through. Let's see, though, as Gamma's going to have control of the disc. A minute left to go. Time is wearing thin. But look at that confidence and denial. Sees them heading towards them again, baits them in, gets a great pass off. This is what we needed to see out of the Flux game earlier on against Backlash, and why I was kind of like really questioning the way that we saw Sundance and co, throw off their passes. But here we go, coming around the side. Denial's looking for the shot, gets a pass off instead, and the slam dunk's not going to land. Telepathy will get the block, but Denial comes back in again for another 2 points. Okay, so you got confirmation from admins. Technically, it's 9-9.
Yeah,
is the score at the moment.
That's the official score.
Except it won't throw us into overtime, so I guess they'll just like remake it, and then that will be overtime.
Yeah, they'll probably just restart the game, and then first
that
point
happens,
wins.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But of course, we'll need to confirm all that with the players, just to make sure they're fully aware of what's going on, because they're currently not, so more than likely. So we'll have to take a moment in between the games. So before that, shouldn't take too long, guys. Just our admin squad needs to have a quick comms with the teams to iron things out. But the official score right now is 9-9, just to clarify that. Ducky currently having possession right now as the launch is out. They're going to push themselves forward. Infinity sends it back to Ducky after originally receiving that pass. All three are grouped up now. It's a bit dangerous, though, as it limits pass opportunity. But Infinity will jet ahead. Doesn't matter, though. She's been stunned out. Ambient has now taken that possession away and sends it way back over. Past the midpoint, actually. A bit of a race to get that possession back. Someone from Gamma is able to slap it forward a little bit here now, and Denials will pick it up. 15 seconds remaining. If they're going to score, they've got to do it now.
They can do it right here. The shot comes in. It goes a little bit too high, though, unfortunately. 10 seconds left to go. They're all trying to scramble for the disc. Looks like no one will be able to grab it at this rate, but with 6 seconds left, can anyone score? The slap comes in, and Telepathy won't be able to get a shot off. Or will they? Oh, my lord, the last second. It could have been it. But either way, we will have a draw, and we will be going into overtime. That was, whew, that was close. That was close.
Ignore what it said on the screen there. Blue did not win.
No one wins. No one wins. Blue, I almost broke the desk. I'm really strong, I swear. No one wins that game just yet. Yeah, overtime will be coming in. I'm assuming they're going to do it from like full time and then just first points wins. Because if it goes to overtime again, like there's another joust and whatnot. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. So like I said before, we just have to have our admin squad really quickly jump in with the players, make sure they are fully aware of what has happened, since that would have tied the series up at 1-1, when that is not the case. The game is not over just yet. We do just have to reset it because of that bug that happened in-game. And then we'll continue on with it until first goal happens.
Sorry, I just... Because in our ears, when production was talking, I hear this beeping. I'm like, what is this beeping?
I thought it was like a fire alarm first.
No, it's the alarm for the building. Yeah. You have to reset, I think, every 90 minutes.
Weekends, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's why there's no one back here right now.
Yeah, I think last time we were here, like 2 times ago, there was someone like playing games on one of the PCs. Like
that's on Sunday. I don't know
over
who that
there.
is. Someone always comes in.
Hey, he was hey, I'm not going to hate on him.
Someone always comes in and like grinds Counter-Strike for like 8 hours.
I'm not going to hate on that because not everyone has a great PC, and these are fantastic PCs provided with Intel core processors and great graphics cards too. So, nailed it. I feel like the smoothness of my plugs should be giving me free stuff.
I don't think it works that way.
It doesn't. No. It did for Golden Boy.
That's true.
For the
T-Mobile thing.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't want to say the name.
Oh, I mean,
because you just gave them free advertising. See, you're doing it wrong, Blue.
T-Mobile, hit me up. I'm already a customer.
Yeah, so obviously we're just waiting for the teams to be informed, and we'll be going to overtime in just a few seconds. Maybe, just maybe, if production's quick enough, we can take a look at the bracket to see if we've had any results from anywhere else, because I can see some on my side. So maybe we'll just go to my screen, as I do have the stream muted this time, I swear, and nothing bad up on screen.
We're gonna go to this screen. There's gonna be some really loud music playing or something. That's what
It's just gonna be me dabbing. It's the clip of me dabbing over and over and over again. So head to my screen. You can see the brackets really quickly, because I don't know if they're updated on the other side. Team Gravity did pick up a victory against Team Flux 2-0. So now they are 1 game away from getting through into Oculus Connect 5, guaranteed, and then obviously play out seeding in the grand finals. Blast and Aftershock is still happening, so I almost want to say they're going to a 3rd map. And then the lower bracket, we have Team Flux still waiting for their opponent of this match, and Smash Dash actually did take the victory over Backlash. Oh, we're live, okay. Wow, we're live in like 40, 50 seconds in.
So yeah, getting into it,
crap.
this should, like I said before, guys, you can see it at the top of your screen as well, but it's still 1-0. This is not the third round right here. Right now, this is OT. This is first one to score. We'll be winning the second round, technically speaking. So we just had to obviously do a bit of an odd solution to that, but this should be a working one. And in fact, there's that goal. It's coming in from Team Telepathy. Ducky being the one to secure. I didn't even a three-pointer. Add some style points to it. So with that, they now take the second round, and things will be tied at 1-1.
Hopefully that's what's happening. I'm waiting to see what actually happens in game though.
I mean, well, now they should just reset for the third round.
What are they doing? It's supposed to be... Okay, well, apparently this is the third map now, the third round. Apparently they took us Telepathy 1.
All right.
I would have protested that if I was Gamma. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, guess we'll have to treat it like it's live. I think we're being told that the teams wanted to play the third map and not do the overtime.
Basically, yeah.
I think that's what we're being told. I actually don't fully know if admins did get in contact with them before we went into this match. So either way, we'll just go with it.
So that's all an assumption right now. Just to clarify, guys, we don't know for sure, but based on the fact that they are playing this third round out to its fullest extension, yeah, we can assume that both Telepathy and Gamma accepted the result of the last match at face value, basically.
That's what we're being told.
We don't know that, like I said. There could be something different, but this wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know if they just are maybe replaying the whole thing. That could be a solution as well, but now we're obviously confusing people even more, so we should probably just move on.
Okay. Well, either way, let's go. This is being treated as live, and we're treating it as a third map now. Third round between the two. Telepathy up by -1 points as Gamma just score and go to 4-3.
Could not have been timed better.
Commentator's curse.
And they're down. So that is going to be Gamma.
They're up by -1.
That's good. Nice little adjustment there.
Yeah,
that was a good save.
I liked it. I thought it was legit.
Technically, it's correct.
That's why I get paid the big bucks to cut the cast.
Yeah.
Just thinking off the top of my head on the fly.
All right, so the next launch is out, and it is Telepathy starting with possession now. See them actually get past the midpoint relatively quickly. Unfortunately, there was a wall set up by Gamma, so they don't stay that way for very long. And if that went in, that would have been nice. It's going to go in just by a different hand this time. Vanisher picks it up, secures another goal for Gamma. Puts them well into the lead now. It's 7-3. Only 2 minutes having gone by. It's already a much faster paced game in terms of goals being scored.
What if they did like a for fun match where they played it like volleyball? Where you could only slap. You cannot grab the disc and move with it. You have to, like ultimate like, I can't say the word, ultimate disc, but it's not called disc, it's called something else. No, I'm not doing it. But yeah, like what if they play it like that where you can only like slap it? You can't actually move with it. That'd be interesting. I would love to see like a show match of that.
No. That would be interesting. Well, we do see a nice steal coming out from Ambient there. In fact, oh my goodness, Ambient, what a shot from pretty much directly at midfield. Aces it as well, directly off the diamond and just barely into the top part of the goal. It secures, obviously, a three-pointer for Gamma there to push them up to 10 now ahead of Telepathy. Gamma, well, if they're not happy about the way that that last map ended up going, they're certainly showing it as they are scoring goals left and right here, and some very impressive ones at that.
Yeah, and there's still, I mean, technically there's still a lot of time on the board left for them, so they could even get even further. But then again, it's an upside for Telepathy, knowing that, yeah, those scores did happen, but you need to stop the rot, stop the bleeding, come together now and start getting points on the board because you have a lot of time to work with here. It's just you need to stop this momentum that's been shifted completely out of your hands.
Nice little boost of movement from Ducky there, but an even nicer reaction coming in from Denials to steal the disc directly back from his own hands. Once again, disc is loose and sent to the blue side of the arena for now, putting Telepathy on defense. Ramus, playing upside down, by the way, I don't know if he was doing that in the previous rounds, is going to try to get back in time to defend, but really far too late. He's left out of goal. Gamma fly in with their own slingshot in the meantime and secure another two-pointer, now with a massive lead over Team Telepathy here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, what changed from the last round to this one, where Telepathy had quite a few good shots? I mean, this is the first time we've seen the points get this high for this match. You know, 12 is quite a bit. But, I mean, Telepathy, I don't know what's going on their side. Maybe there's lack of communication. Maybe Gamma have figured out a way to penetrate the defense of Telepathy. because there doesn't seem to be a defense there at all anymore. This doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just Telepathy getting worn out, because obviously the second round was like very overplayed in the amount of goals that we had between the two teams. There was a lot of resting period going on there, but just general, a lot more play going on. So maybe they got a little bit winded in between or something like that, just kind of getting worn out, or Gamma really just woke up here. They're a lot more aggressive, I'll note. There's a lot more forward presence that we're seeing from them, and it's a lot more successful than it was in previous rounds as well. That too, and there's a lot of I'll say there's a lot more harder clears happening in this round, where we're seeing Telepathy get close to a goal, but then they lose it. Gamma clears to the other side, and yeah, we have situations like this where the goal's just left completely open. Not the first time that's happened when we've had this many people swarmed around the goal. So that's another black mark on Team Telepathy's defenses. Gamma's going to score just another easy three-pointer.
Okay, 15-3. You know, okay, Telepathy, you know, you can still come back, but that window's closing very quickly. Minute 50 left to go. They're definitely going to need to score now. Like, if they don't make a 2 or 3 point within the next, I'd say, like 15 seconds, I think their hopes and dreams of getting through to Oculus Connect 5, unfortunately, will fall short. There we go. Now Telepathy with control. Ramus gonna, I don't know where that pass was to, but actually it was to themselves technically, because they wanted to daisy chain over there. But it doesn't work out because Gam gets there just a split second too quickly. I think they've read into the way they've been using these passing.
We've got possession going back over to Gamma for right now. Vanisher specifically taking it, having to dodge Ramus in the process. He gets his own pass off to Denials, tries to bounce it off the backboard. It's not going to work out too well, but again, they retrieve it immediately afterwards. They can just go for another attempt at this. Pass to Vanisher, who is hiding behind the top island there, and he'll be the one to move in and secure the actual goal. Only a 2-pointer this time, but still keeps Gamma in a...
Only a 2-pointer, but they're up by 14 points. Yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
So I think, what's Telepathy up by now, by the way?
Negative 14.
Negative 14?
Yep.
Seems like you were the ultimate jinx. So they haven't been up since then.
That is true. You know, that's what my mother called me. Jason the Jinx Kaplan. Thanks for that, Mom. No, 17-3. I want to say, like, with a minute 15 left, like, Telepathy just don't have a chance, because once they score, Gamma has control of the disc, and they can just literally hold it for a minute of time if they wanted to. It's unfortunate, but this game has just completely slipped away from Telepathy. I don't know what happened from game 2 to 3, but clearly something did. Finally, they'll get a couple points on the board there, but a couple's not going to be enough.
It just gives possession back to Gamma as well, so Gamma can just play around with it even more. So
if I was Gamma, I'd keep all 3 players on your side of the field and just literally hold the disc as far back as you can. And then if you ever get chased, you go for the pass or you go for the straight clear down the middle. Like, they're going to have to send at least one person to you. You can technically play monkey in the middle with them. If they overcommit to an attack or to an aggressive defense, then you can just get past them and go for an easy goal. Like, honestly, it's in Gamma's hands. Like, Telepathy have to do something big, and you can't fault them if they get super aggressive either, because they have to make something happen now.
Well, let's see here. Gamma is going to try to get a little bit more aggressive. An initial pass sends it over to Vanisher, who nearly had a free goal opportunity to score right there. Ends up sending it downstairs instead. Right, originally had a teammate, but he was moving in the process. So Ducky's going to be able to swoop in, grab the pickup himself. Denial's trying to grab it out of the air, and he will get it. Another pass sends it over to Vanisher. He's going to retrieve it for the time being. Ambient, nice block, stops Ducky from chasing him. Infinity still hot on the trail, but it won't matter. Ambient's going to move in. It's a nice block put up by one of the members of Team Telepathy to stop another goal attempt. Denials now has possession, and they're going to try to move in for one more. It's off the backboard once again. As at this point, it's just target practice, really, for Gamma.
Threes, by the way.
Yep.
20-5. That's a dang. Negative 15-point lead for Telepathy now. Yeah, 23 seconds. Like, there's just no chance. It's mathematically impossible.
Quite literally impossible for them to come back at this point. It would be, what's that? If we assume 3-pointers, that would need to be 5. So we're looking at like 4-point-something seconds per goal if they were going to do it.
Yep.
Quick maths.
Dude, look at you, man. What's the average speed they need to throw the disc then to accomplish that 4-second time?
Probably like 12 meters per second.
I was thinking more of like light speed. Especially now. 22-5. Not really much to say. Gamma just proven to be the better team. Again, we don't know what happened from the previous games to this one. The previous 2 were a lot closer than this. But unfortunately, Telepathy just won't be able to push past this game and make it further into the bracket. You know, but special shout out to Infinity. You know, as we saw her today, we saw her a couple days ago in the last chance qualifier, putting up big numbers. Really well done by her playing the goalie and playing the major scorer for her team, funny enough.
Yeah, and so guys, we just wait at the last 7 seconds or so here, but it is pretty much confirmed at this point. Gamma with a dominant lead in the third round.
They all went in.
Might as well at this point. They are going to be taking the advantage. Come on, guys, don't score again.
I was gonna say, like, come on, you don't need to drag it out anymore. It's already over. Like, that match is done and dusted.
So Gamma will be taking that one 22-5 and overall 2-1 in the series, pushing them forward into the next stage of the lower bracket, and sadly for their opponents, eliminating them as one of our first teams to be going home here.
Yeah, and that pretty much does it for this game. We still have, I think, 3 more to come up, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we're heading to another lower bracket game. However, we do have the upper bracket finals to come up, which will determine the first team going through in Oculus Connect 5. And then eventually, as you make your way through the lower bracket, we'll get to the lower bracket finalist and have our 2 teams from Europe to represent this region.
So guys, do stick with us. We're going to be coming back with that next lower bracket game in just a couple of months as we continue on with the qualification, currently covering Europe here for Oculus Connect 5 at the VR League.